Okay, so in this video, we are going to talk about this plant right here. And this plant is known as the Shoo Fly Plant. I bought these seeds probably around 6 years ago or something. I grew it one time, and ever since that one time I grew it, this plant pops up in various locations around my yard, which a lot of times I will let it grow out to its fullest because it is quite a pretty plant. But it does spread and have the capability of spreading even under a one-time grow. So keep that in mind, that it did spread. I'm not sure if a bird ate it or another plant was eating it. But in general, this is what the leaf looks like. If I could give you a good example of the leaf, because the leaves are all falling, it's fall, so, and the leaves are dropping. But here's like a good example of the leaf. Okay. Let me see, here's other leaves. It's quite a beautiful plant, and this plant can get very big. I've had this plant get as big as like 6 feet tall with tons of these pods on here. So let's talk about those pods a little bit. When they first come out, they come out like this. Okay, they come out like that, and they get a blackening on them, and they stay like that for a little while, and then they turn into this. But before that happens, there's a flower that comes out, and this is quite a beautiful flower. This flower is not open because it's not sunny today, and it is kind of on the cold side, so it's probably being a little bit on the shy side. But this flower has a beautiful, it looks beautiful when it's open. So I don't have any of the flowers, but it is like a purple blue type flower, and it's just a gorgeous flower. So what happens is these pods come out, they turn into this, or they come out like this first. Let me see here. Let me get this right. They come out like this first. All right. The plant first forms this thing. Doesn't form the flower yet. It forms this thing first. Then from there, this thing turns into this thing, which is a flower that comes out of the pod. That's really unusual because it's usually the other way around. But in this particular case, the flower comes out of the pod that it creates. Then it drops the flower at some point. Let me see if I could get one in midway. See, it drops the flower. That flower comes out, and then this pod kind of closes back up, and then you're left with this thing right here. You're left with something like that. And then, if you can get it off the plant without breaking the whole plant to get it off, then after you're left with this thing, you're left with something on the inside, and you're left with this very, very strange looking type of berry here. Let me just get it out so I can make it so you can see it. You're left with this berry. Now, as far as I know, this plant is not edible. I don't believe it to be edible. Though I don't think you'd want to eat it because there's really nothing inside of here but nothing but millions of peaches. Millions of seeds. You see all those seeds, guys? That is like a million plants ready to come out of that thing. So they're going to get everywhere. And I will save seeds to this and offer them on my website. But just keep in mind, this plant can really spread itself out. You really got to stay on top of it, and just make sure that the pods that come off it, you collect all of them, or the animals are going to get to them, and they're going to start spreading all around your property, especially birds. So this plant also goes by many other names. It's not just Shoo Fly Plant. It's not native to the United States. And I don't believe it's an invasive species in the United States as of yet, but it might be. If you keep growing this thing and it starts spreading all over the place, it can become one. So just make sure that you take responsibility and you don't let it spread all around out of control. Just grow it in a pot. Make sure you collect all the pods and seeds. Don't let any of them get away, because this plant will absolutely spread itself. So anyway, that is just a quick video on the Shoo Fly plant. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. and I'll see you on the next one.